Nigerians are struggling. It is still those people they gave appointments in different positions that will still use the money that was allocated to their ministries or to their offices to donate to her. So it is not even strange what she's saying. I mean, it is nothing new. We already know how all these things work. But Nigerians are reacting to the fact that Nigeria is a struggling economy, and Tinubu's convoy was spotted to be having above 70 vehicles in one convoy. So guys, I'm going to read out some of these reactions before we take a look at some of the videos we have here. Like this person here reacted and said, the president of the World Poverty Headquarters drive more than 100 SUVs in his convoy, while a wealthy nation like Great Britain only has 4 official vehicles in its PM motorcade. This is a disgrace. So this person is saying that Tinubu, a struggling nation, having such. And now this other person said, I'm sure some dollars will still find a way to justify our leaders' failed luxury lifestyle. Over the weekend, the president bloated convoy became yet another parade of waste, funded by a nation where citizens can barely afford daily meals. This is not leadership. It's reckless display, and sadly, many still clap for it. That's what this guy is saying. Sadly, many are still clapping for what we are seeing. And this other person here said, UK GDP is above 3 trillion USD, and they have just 6 vehicles, while Nigeria is having 187 billion as its GDP, and it was spotted to be having 78 vehicles in just one convoy. And this person said they keep you poor so you can't think of yourself, and they can't get away with anything. So guys, these are some of the reactions, coming from Nigerians. And also, in case you don't know, the Tinubu's tax is coming. I mean, the tax is going to fall like a hammer. I'm going to allow you to take a look at how Aisha Yusufu has reacted to that tax that is coming, how this government is not ready to cut wastages. Also, Governor Alex Oti has equally reacted that you cannot tax people you have not bettered their lives. Just take your time, watch these clips, and let me know your next reaction in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.
I want you to speak on tax reform. What do you understand by tax reform? How it will affect Nigerians?
What I just see is that you can't tax people when you've not given the opportunity to have money. They've taken away money from people and then they are taxed. It doesn't work like that. You must give prosperity, just like Abia State Governor said. You must give prosperity for you to begin to tax. And at this stage, it's about Nigeria should grow, not just about taxing them to death. People are being taxed to death. They don't have money. They don't have food to eat. So what are you taxing? Well done.
When I was governor in Anambra State, my trading aspect of me guided me. So because I wanted to see the value of everything. So if you said to me, for example, my predecessor had bought a lovely office, a lovely house in Abuja. So we had a governor's lodge in Abuja. We paid 1 billion for it, furnished it very well, and everything. And we had over almost 80 workers there. Whenever I come to Abuja, I didn't see the value of the house. I didn't feel it. And they go and give the cook, you must have seen me saying, they go and give the man who was looking after it 100,000 naira to feed me wherever I'm in Abuja. So I go back and I say to them, listen, hey, wait a minute. Buffet in Hilton is 5,000. Why are we giving this man 100 and we have to buy plates, cook, wash, everything when we can go here and buy the same thing for 5,000? After about 3 trips, I shut the place down. I said the governor of Anambra State does not need a lodge in Abuja. It's costing us money. We can put this money into our education. Because everything for me is the same thing. I traveled 3 times with a troop of people for meeting. I'm going to Abuja, 20 people will follow me. And it will cost us so much. One day I said, listen, I'm the only person invited for meeting in Abuja. So why are all these people following me? Look at the cost implication. I called Onovo then, who was IG of police. I said, if I come to Abuja, give me 3 police. And I called the DG, SSS. If I come to Abuja, give me 3 men. They said, no. I said, no, that's police is police. Don't want that. They're not. So I went to Abuja. What I paid them in my visit when I finished is not of the ticket I buy for one of the 20 people that follow me. And when they go, I pay their hotel, they pay. So what am I trying to say? People say to me now, oh, P2B doesn't spend money. But I can tell you, I'm supporting a school of nursing and on soccer where there's no such thing with over 150 million naira. I gave them just about 70 million in the past 2 weeks. For me, that's what money is meant for.
That's right.
Money is not meant for Peter Obi to go and take title and change his name that God gave him. My name is Peter Obi. If you call me Okute, that is your own business. But I'm not going to give you money for it.
All right, to the executive governor of Benue State, Reverend Father I sent earlier, sir, I don't want to drag your name in this video, and neither do I want to drag your government's name. I'll just put this evidence on this screen so that you people can watch it, then drag yourselves and make sure you do the right thing. It's as simple as ABCD. On the 19th of August, you requested quotation from Brims Auto to purchase 9 vehicles, 9 luxury vehicles. As you can see, this is evidence of the quotation that was sent to you. It includes Toyota Hilux 2024 model, automatic transmission, 1, which is 90 million naira. It also includes Toyota Hiace 2025 model, automatic transmission, 135 million, 1. Then you also requested for Toyota Land Cruiser Prado 7 2025 model, which is 140 million naira for each and 980 million naira for the total. So everything in total accumulated to 1.2 billion 5 million naira. Now, when they sent you the quotation, you approved it the next day. This is your red pen. You approved it on the 20th of August 2025. Now, they told you to send money. You said no, it is payment on delivery. And they said, okay, there's no problem. Since you are the governor, there's no wahala. Then they immediately set out on that same 20th that you approved it. They set out and they sent those cars to you. See when they lined up those cars and then they were ready to move. As you can see on my screen. See the Toyota Hilux, you see the other one at the back, then you see the Prados. Now, they got to Benue and you, Governor Hyacinth earlier, you received them. This is the picture with you and the car dealer. And this is also a video of you when you received those cars. You can see, they open the door for you to see inside. See a leather. That is you, Your Excellency. That is you wearing eyeglass there. And see your security men there. Now, after that, they lined up those cars and they also saw them. See the videos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, they were not asking for their payments because the agreement was payment on delivery. Then you said they are going to pay a compulsory tender fee, which is 1% of 1.2 billion. Now, Brims Auto now paid the compulsory 12 million, which is like 1% of 1.2 billion. As you can see, this is the receipt. Name, Benue State Internal Revenue Service. And the people sending it are Payers Information Royal Brims Investment Limited. So they paid the sum of 12 million naira and hoping that you would give them their money. Sadly, they didn't get their money as initially agreed that if they deliver those vehicles, they are going to be paid on delivery. Now, even after making them pay a tender fee of 1% of 1.2 billion, which is 12 million naira, you still started turning these people, come today, come tomorrow, only for them to sit down on Facebook. And they saw this post on Facebook, Benue Infopedia. Benue Speaker presents official vehicles to members of Benue House of Assembly. This happened on the 23rd of August. You collected that car on the 20th. On the 23rd of August, you're already presenting it. As you can see, the Speaker of the Benue State House of Assembly, RT Honorable Hyacinth Ondona Doja, has presented official vehicle to members of House as part of efforts to enhance legislative duty. Additionally, the Speaker handed over an official vehicle to the clerk of the Benue State House of Assembly, Mr. Benue Ondwende. I don't even know that name. So you presented these cars, as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4 persons. You presented 4 of these vehicles that is worth 140 million naira to 4 persons, but you have not paid the people that brought these cars. Do you understand? This is not fair, and it is not as if this is an illegal thing. As you can see, this is also a certificate of no objection when you people decided, when the Benue State government decided that they wanted to procure these vehicles. As you can see, you people had this meeting on the 15th of August 2025, right? It says request for certificate of no objection for award of contract for the emergency procurement of 9 official vehicles for the honorable speaker, 6 honorable members, and the clerk of the House of Assembly Makodi through direct procurement. Now, what is holding this all up? Now, you people even went as far as turning them to the point where you say, okay, go and meet this one, go and meet that one. This is notification of cash allocation approval to the accountant general of the states. I've been out, which one? Accountant general. And after all of this, you have still not paid the money. Now, I asked them, I say, una don't call. They say only for them to call. That's some people are telling them to sort them money before they can get their money. Where's that done? So that's why, Honorable Executive Governor, please, maybe there are some things going on behind you that you don't know. You understand? So they are telling them that they should bring small money that they know that these people they padded it.
We are not where we want to be, but our target for 2024 was 32 billion. And we surpassed it by 7 billion. That is in spite of the tax holidays that we had given some people and our non-aggressive stance in terms of internally generated revenue. And this is simply because of my strong belief in my position that taxation and revenue generation is government's share of the prosperity it has created amongst the populace. So we believe that the government needs to give first before asking.
Nigeria's First Lady, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, on Tuesday revealed that her 65th birthday fundraising initiative has generated over 20 billion naira towards the completion of the National Library project in Abuja, marking what she describes as her gift to the nation. Speaking at a special lunch with the State House correspondents, the First Lady defended her choice to mobilize funds for the library project instead of conventional birthday festivities, emphasizing her personal connection to education and libraries.
In this short while, money is still going. The one for today, have you converted it? Not yet, you see. And it's going to go again. So we have 20 billion, 456 million, 188,924 and 93 kobo. And it's still growing. Trust me, it is still growing. This is what we can do as a nation. But, you know, Mr. President said I should take a newspaper advert to acknowledge all the people that did donate. But please, can we be seated? As an Ijebu girl, so press, when I want to celebrate people, I would do that. But to me, I'm counting on all the money I could get.
As an Ijebu woman, she was able to raise all that money. Ijebu know they carry last, but I know she's also happy Ishekiri, right?
When you say Ijebu, I'm looking at an Egbama.
Oh, sorry, are you Ijebu? Correct guy, Rupee on fire.
So you share heritage with the First Lady.
Well, all right. In the meantime, the First Lady's fundraising announcement comes amid criticism from opposition figures, particularly former presidential candidate Peter Obi, who questioned the correctness of relying on birthday donations to complete critical national infrastructure. And I'll read Peter Obi's tweet in part. He wrote on X, "What kind of country must beg for charity to build the very temple of knowledge? What kind of leaders waste trillions on luxury and vanity while the National Library, our intellectual furnace, remains abandoned in the capital? Serious nations treat libraries as sacred, but here we reduce them to afterthoughts, begging bowls or birthday tokens." Mrs. Tinubu was right. Education is the most enduring legacy a nation can give its people. Yet, to know this truth and still prioritize vanity is both shocking and tragic. If Nigeria will rise, it will not be on the wings of jets or the splendor of mansions, but on the strength of minds formed in classrooms and nourished in libraries. Until then, the lament remains true. We are finished. And that was the title of his post on X. We are finished. Meanwhile, the First Lady's 20 billion naira fundraising success has generated mixed reactions online, with supporters praising the First Lady's education focus, while critics question why citizens should fund what they consider basic government responsibilities through birthday donations. I'll take this post. Cassandra wrote on X, "It seems like billions in naira has become Gary and beans in Nigeria. It's no longer what can Nigeria do for you under Nigeria's current leadership. It is now what can leadership collect from you, or so it seems." And I'm sure that, a lot of people will agree, because it seems like, the First Lady was able to raise all that money. Meanwhile, Ayodele Ademilui, the convener of the Ife and Arts Festival has filed a lawsuit against the First Lady for raising funds for the completion of the National Library headquarters in Abuja. Ademiluyi is asking the court to compel the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission to investigate the bank account used for the donations and for the First Lady and Zenith Bank to disclose the total amount raised and provide a full account of how the money was used. The lawsuit also seeks an order for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu to allocate at least 26% of the 2026 federal budget to education, which of course is a recommendation by UNESCO. Dr. Vati, over to you.
The first thing, in terms of principle, intention, involvement, we have consistently said Mrs. Oluremi Tinubu, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, means well. She didn't want her birthday at 65 to be used for the purpose of vainglory. And it was in that regard that she called on people not to place adverts, not to send out gifts, but to contribute to the building of the National Library project. Why this is remarkable is that that National Library project has been on the table since 2006. When the federal government first made allocations for that, for the building of that library, they allocated 8.2 billion naira, which was a lot of money in 2006. Now, money has been budgeted for that same, National Library, to the extent that as recently as last year, we were told that that National Library by the Federal Ministry of Education will be completed this year. So here comes Mrs. Tinubu. In just 5 days, she has been able to raise over 20 billion.
5 days.
Now, the gentleman who is asking for a probe, the people that need to be probed are the people who have been mismanaging that project since 2006. We want to know how much was budgeted over the years, what they did with the initial 8.2 million, and why Nigeria does not have a national library, which is something that you will find in other countries where there are serious-minded people in charge. You'll be surprised that these same people over the years who have been in government, some of them have put money together to go and build their private universities. They've used money to acquire properties, either in Florida or in other parts of America. But here, they cannot use government resources to provide a library. Number two is that the question should also be asked about the nature of our society. If Senator Oluremi Tinubu were not the First Lady of Nigeria, would she be able to raise over 20 billion in 5 days?
How, Dr. Abati?
My own birthday is coming very soon. Maybe we should test it.
Yes, let's test it. We can make an announcement on what's trending.
I'll see whether I will be able to raise 1 billion in 1 year. In other words, I'm saying that,
don't worry, all 10 of us will donate for 1 billion. That's like
I know the lady from Umkwata is very capable. But what I say is that, there's also the social dimension to all of this. Now to Mr. Peter Obi. Mr. Peter Obi was making the point about leadership. In fact, he's not the only one who made that point. Mr. Jide Ologun, this last Sunday, on This Day Live, made the same point. When we were congratulating the senator, he said, look, he thinks that it's shameful that it has to take the wife of the president to say that a national project should be completed through donations. And that this should be the responsibility of government, not just at the federal level. Once upon a time in this country, we used to have local government libraries. Yeah. When I was in Silver Spring, the library in that community was so good that you could go there to borrow books, to go and read. Here in Nigeria, nobody is reading books. Yeah. And that's why, the people who look down on Africans, they will say, if you don't want an African to know about something, just put it in a book. That culture has to change. If we want our children in the future to compete, we must cultivate the culture of literacy, of reading, of intellection. But as for Mrs. Tinubu's intentions, I think she's well intentioned.
All right, fantastic.
So I'll just segue from the Tinubu donation and everything, 20 billion. Dr. Bati, please allow Oji call you legendary. Maybe you'll be able to raise money like Madam Tinubu. So please just allow them call you legendary. Let him share with Madam Tinubu so that you'll be able to raise money too for your birthday. Because
he has to tell us what he's raising money for.
No, he will launch book. He will launch book. That's how we will launch book, and he will use it for good causes. So please, just let them call you legendary so you'll be able to raise money.
All right.
And there's no qualms with raising money for charity, like it was rightly said. But for a project that is a government going concern, like Dr. Abad said, I think that's where the problem lies. And the fact that it's a joke on us, that despite the fact that we've raised money, I think in the budget line item, there's even a line item to buy petrol in the generators for the National Library. So it's a going concern of government. And this just shows about, disconnect of leadership and the likes and all of that.
Let's head over to the United States now, where President Donald Trump turned what could have been an awkward technical glitch into a moment of laughter at the United Nations General Assembly on Tuesday when he opened his address by acknowledging that his teleprompter was malfunctioning. Let's take a look.
And I don't mind making this speech without a teleprompter because the teleprompter is not working. I feel very happy to be up here with you nevertheless, and that way you speak more from the heart. I can only say that whoever's operating this teleprompter is in big trouble.
It's gone viral. I was begging, don't read from me. Well, unfortunately, he read from the heart. Yeah. Because, a UN official reportedly later said it was the White House's responsibility to operate the president's teleprompter. But the White House pushed back, with one of their officials stating that it was the UN's equipment. Well, the president's speech later went off script as Trump questioned the UN's ability to solve problems much bigger than a malfunctioning audiovisual equipment. He then launched into a wide-ranging attack on global policies, calling climate change a con job, and accusing the UN of funding an assault on Western countries through migration.
It's climate change. Because if it goes higher or lower, whatever the hell happens, there's climate change. It's the greatest con job ever perpetrated on the world, in my opinion. Climate change, no matter what happens, you're involved in that. No more global warming, no more global cooling. All of these predictions made by the United Nations and many others, often for bad reasons, were wrong. They were made by stupid people that have cost their countries fortunes and given those same countries no chance for success. If you don't get away from this green scam, your country is going to fail. Not only is the UN not solving the problems it should, too often, it's actually creating new problems for us to solve. The best example is the #1 political issue of our time, the crisis of uncontrolled migration. It's uncontrolled. Your countries are being ruined.
We also had that escalator issue at the UN where, the escalator had stopped when President Trump and his wife, Melania, arrived for that meeting. A lot of issues to discuss here, Rufai. The UN speech by President Donald Trump, like I said, he went off script. And, he literally attacked the UN during that address.
Okay, so by the way, some quick things. As regards Trump, Oji, I'm not surprised. We predicted his speech before he started.
Yes.
Look at the man talking as if he was even going to use the teleprompter anyway. He spoke from his mind. He said a lot of rubbish. He said a lot of lies. He said a lot of porcupines. I don't know what to call it.
Yeah.
He called climate change con job, which we all know climate change is not con job. It's affecting all of our life. Look at the increased rainfall. He's calling, he's saying foreign aliens, go against foreign immigrants and migrants in your country. He was going against Brazil, saying Brazil is suffering. Brazil is not suffering. In fact, Brazil has created a buffer to be able to fight Trump tariffs. He's talking about immigrants. He himself is an immigrant. His wife is an immigrant. I and I was just talking off there that most of the American billionaires that made America, the hands that built America, the likes of Vanderbilt, Rockefeller, and all of that during the Gilded Age, because America came of age during the Gilded Age. All the hands that built America, guess what, Oji? They were not originally Americans. They were all immigrants. In fact, any Caucasian you see in America is not originally Native American. The people that really originally own the land are the Lenape people. The Red Indians, like the European called them, or the Native American people, the Geronimos of this world. They're not original. So Caucasians were not originally instituted in America. They started coming there in the 1600s when the Dutch settlers came, when they set up New Amsterdam, what became New York, and you have the likes of, the Pilgrims, when they came abroad the ship to America. So Caucasians too came to meet some people on this same land they call America. So when they push their right-wing Christian nationalism thing, it doesn't surprise me. This morning I was reading Mein Kampf. The same narrative Hitler too was pushing then against the Jewish people is happening all over again. Then he told a lot of other lies and great things. But I think my consolation this morning, before you take the story, is my friend's daughter, Alhaji Bukar Abba's daughter, that gave a riveting poetry rendition there. And it's just a wonderful one, what she said about the course of the war. And I'm so proud because Alhaji Bukar Abba is my very good friend.
Just to add that, okay, elevator failed.
Yes.
Teleprompter failed. And now the White House is saying, oh, if this was intentional, heads must roll. Yes. The people must be investigated as that. Trump should count himself lucky. In some other countries, which were, I will politely refuse to name, there could have been a power blackout.
That's not off your mind.
There would have been power blackout.
Just one country.
No, I've not mentioned any country. But there could have been power blackout, and America would have been thoroughly embarrassed.
Yes. But you know, the UN has come under fire, and of course, the White House officials also are saying that it's not their fault. Well, still at the UN, Nigerian poet and spoken word artist Mariam Boko Hassan delivered a powerful speech that captivated delegates with her call for global peace. Hassan's passionate speech resonated throughout the Assembly Hall as she used her platform to advocate for unity and reconciliation in a world marked by ongoing conflicts and tensions.
Our world bleeds before our eyes. Children in conflict zones, nations silenced by hunger and war, and it begs the question, are we witnessing the collapse of conscience in real time? Because behind every pact, there are people. Behind every statistic, there is a story. And behind every commitment that we sign, there are lives depending on whether we honor our words or not. The United Nations is not a monument, it is a mirror. And it reflects what we have dared to imagine 80 years ago. And today, here, it asks, will we dare again? I speak as a global peace advocate, not because peace is easy, but because silence is complicity, and so I will not be silent.
I will not be silent. We should all know that. That was so powerful, Ayo, really, 30 seconds.
First UN Global Peace, advocate for peace and security, Nigerian, and we're very proud of her. And that was such a powerful spoken word piece. And I hope that the world leaders gathered at the United Nations, better together, 80th anniversary, listened to the words that she said. Fantastic. We cannot be silent. We must speak up against injustice, all forms of injustice. Well done.
Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan's dramatic return to the National Assembly on Tuesday after a grueling 6-month suspension. The Kogi Central lawmaker arrived at the National Assembly complex, accompanied by a crowd of supporters just hours after her office in the Senate wing was unsealed. The senator's return wasn't without controversy. Speaking to journalists before entering her office, Akpoti Uduaghan revealed she had learned of her reinstatement through news reports and social media videos rather than official communication from the National Assembly management.
I read on the news, online news, that our office has been opened. I even saw a video where the clerk was opening the door to the office himself. So as at this moment, I have not been officially communicated to, because I expect an institution like the National Assembly should have some administrative procedures and processes whereby communications will be written. The last written communication we got from the clerk was that which says that we are not allowed to resume because the case is at the appeal court. He also mentioned that it was within the purview of the Senate to lift this illegal suspension that had even already expired.
This was quite strange, Rufai. We were just talking about that. They didn't even tell her that they didn't open. Well, you know, hundreds of supporters of Natasha Akpoti Uduaghan gathered at the National Assembly to welcome the returning lawmaker, but were barred from entering Parliament and dispersed with tear gas by security operatives. The supporters, who included activist and co-founder of the Bring Back Our Girls movement, Aisha Yusufu, thronged the National Assembly complex, waving Nigerian flags, chanting, dancing, and singing praises for the return of the Kogi Central lawmaker.
Peter for Natasha. Natasha for Nigeria. The princess of the Senate. You are taking your place today. You are a senator. Nobody can remove you. Your people are with you. God is with you. This is the wife of Alan.
There's no problem. You're looking up for what?
Tear gas sagas at the National Assembly complex. They were not even, acting up. They were not. They were just there to welcome their lawmakers. Yes. Their constituents, what do you call them?
They're representatives.
No, that's what they call them, street urchins.
Well, all right. No. Well, immediately after resuming her office, Senator Natasha Akpoti launched a blistering attack on the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, accusing him of running the National Assembly like a dictatorship and treating her as his personal servant. The Kogi Central lawmaker made the explosive remarks while addressing journalists in her office. She described her 6-month ordeal as a test of resilience against institutional injustice.
In everything, it just shows that sometimes it's good to put the institutions to test. We can't cow down in the face of injustice. No one is more Nigerian than us. Senator Akpabio is not more of a senator than I am. He's not a governor of this place. And he treated me as if I was his servant or I was a domestic staff in his house. It's very unfortunate that at this time, after so many years of democracy, we would have a National Assembly be run by such dictatorship. It's totally unacceptable. As for me, I'm glad to be here. And even though we have been illegally suspended, no day have I hesitated in effectively carrying out my duties as a senator of Kogi Central to the very best of my capacity.
And we have seen that Ayo, she has been doing her job. Well, the fiery comeback has already set social media ablaze, with many anticipating fresh political battles within the Senate as Natasha's return promises to reignite tensions over Akpabio's leadership style. I'll take a tweet. This person wrote on X. Another episode of the Senate reality show featuring Natasha versus Akpabio. Can we get back to real issues like minimum wage, ASU strikes, and insecurity? Natasha says she was treated like a servant, but millions of Nigerians are treated worse daily by a system she's part of. Maybe start fighting for them, not just for respect in the Senate. The Senate is turning into a personal battlefield. Nigerians are tired of watching elites fight for relevance while the country burns. Another ex-user wrote, I express my admiration and commendation for your courage in standing up for your beliefs. It is indeed unfortunate and unjust that we are faced with governance by authoritarian figures, which undermines the strength of our institutions, thus weak institution. I mean, I think I like that tweet, Ayo. I'll come over to you. I believe that this story has come again in the front burner. And like, the other Twitter user alluded to, there's going to be another version of a Natasha versus Akpabio saga, because obviously she did accuse him of dictatorship and treating her like a servant. But I don't know what your thoughts are with, the fact that they tear-gassed her people, her constituents that were there, and the fact that, they unsealed her office without her knowledge.
So we found out about the unsealing of her office while we were on air. So we, in the newsroom, virtual newsroom, we saw pictures that the sergeant at arms and the clerk of the Senate had gone to make a show of unsealing her office. And from her interview, we then discovered that she wasn't even informed. I know it put us in that situation as to, okay, this unsealing, does it mean that the Senate is now willing to receive her? Does it mean they're setting aside the court case which they had cited as the reason why they could not admit her following the end of her 6-month suspension? A number of questions around this. And if we're going to build strong institutions, which we continuously advocate here on this table, we have to ensure that we get to the bottom of this. It's not enough for us to just wake up one morning and all is forgiving, kumbaya, let's move on. And well, that's important because like someone, the earlier ex-user had said that now it's just joke, we're making a joke of the Senate whereby serious issues ought to be debated on the floor of the Senate. However, I dare say that this is a serious issue because if you don't get it right, we'll continue to see matters like this emerge and we'll continue to have disgraceful actions on different parts and different ways from the Senate. So I think it's important to get to the bottom of this. However, I do believe that, as Justice Binta Nyako had said, the people of Kogi Central deserve representation. And it is a shame that in the last 6 months, their voices were literally silenced because there was no voice for them in the Senate. And that's another thing that we need to look into and really open and see what could have gone wrong and how we can correct it for next time. We shouldn't have people in Nigeria whose voices are silenced. I'm talking about silencing voices. A group of people exercising their right to protest, peaceful protest, or they're not even protesting. They're just showing solidarity, support to Senator Natasha Akpoti, and we're tear gassed. For what reason? We are too used to using these forceful actions to disperse citizens of Nigeria. Citizens who, despite all challenges, continue to exercise their right and show support because they wanted their voices heard, and then they were tear gassed. For what reason? Did they behave in a disruptive manner? Were they disrupting any legislative proceedings, which, by the way, they are not there on recess? So I want to understand why tear gas was used on the people. Let's not get used to nonsense. Let's not get used to bad behavior. I think it's very important to state that. But then that Senator Natasha Akpoti is there. I'm glad she said she continued to work for her constituents. Let us get work done. Yes. Let them come back from their long recess and actually begin to represent the interests of those who have put their trust in them by electing them to represent them in the Senate. That's what we want to see. But lastly, I want to say this. Beyond Senator Natasha Akpoti, the reason why this was very important was we're not just fighting for the person. As we often say, we are fighting for the institution or fighting for the position. It can be Senator Natasha Akpoti today. It can be someone else tomorrow. And if we don't speak up, we will continue to see this kind of undemocratic actions, almost dictatorial in its nature, happen in the Senate. And that's not what we want. We are defending Nigeria's institution, not just an individual.
All right. Well said. Thank you for your submission. We'll now take.
So guys, let's take a look at this headline that is making a lot of waves on the social media. It says, breaking, Tinubu directs INEC chairman Yakubu to immediately proceed on leave for betraying APC, set to nominate successor. Hey, so Mahmood Yakubu has been used and dumped. This man is going to have his biggest regret since he was born till now, being a professor. His career is gone, his personality is gone, everything about him is gone. He might even not have the appetite to enjoy whatever gain he got from the glitch that happened in 2023 election. Now, Tinubu said he should leave his position for betraying the APC. So, I'm just wondering, what kind of betrayal again? The man that gave you glitch is betraying your APC. Now, let's see some of the reactions coming from Nigerians. So, guys, that is why it's always good to do the right thing. It's always good to do the right thing. See this man now, upon all that he did for Tinubu. See how Tinubu is rewarding him. Dirty job now. He cannot even speak up now. He's scared. He can't talk. He cannot talk. Now, let's see how Nigerians are reacting. This person say, nothing will make you believe this crap tell that you did bets. Nothing will make us believe this crap tell that do the bets. This a caution retirement to benefit. Okay, this person's English is not that clear. Let me go to another one. This person say, you guys cannot whitewash him. Never. Hey, they cannot whitewash him. Hey, Mahmoud Yakubu, use and dump. And this person say, gullible Nigerians. This is a strategy aimed at manipulating your brains towards forgetting the many electoral havoc this man has caused to sympathize with him. This is exactly what will happen. Yakubu will soon be seen as standing with the people. I hate our gullibility. You see it? I think this guy is getting it so that he will be sympathized. Oh, wow. This is sense. And this other person said, it should never be well with Tinubu and Yakubu Mahmoud combined. Useless, callous, sinly, clown individual. Tinubu must go come 2027. Tinubu must go come 2027. Mahmoud Yakubu must pay for the treasonable act against Nigerians in 2023 election, 2023 general election. We will never forget, forgive. This is coming from JJ. And this other person said, let me tell you something. All these 9 minutes changes that Tinubu and APC are doing is what will bring him down, because those people have already known his tactics and strategies. The Lord turned the captivity of Zion. It will just be like dream. Anyway, I'm agreeing with the first person who said this is just for Nigerians to start sympathizing with INEC and forget all that he did against the Nigerian people. And this other person here said INEC should be totally independent from every political affiliation and should not be nominated by the president. That's what everybody's saying. This is since official bar, that's Tinubu can't come out and commit to free and fair election to prove his popularity, then you all Nigerians must wake up and insist that your vote must count. That is it, honestly. And then this other person here said, replace him with the Yoruba man immediately. He would soon become a saint like Jega. Or better still join ADC to fight Tinubu in 2027. Breakfast will reach everybody. Osibanjo was right. Our look on na Yoruba government we dey. The more you look, the less you see. That's what this person is tweeting. Another person here said, this is merely 1 week ago. Okay, merely 1 week ago. Let me see what he posted. And he now posted INEC chairman from inception. Okay, they posted all the chairmen. Majority of them are from the south, south. They are mostly from the south or southeast. The INEC chairmen are mostly from the south and southeast. So, let me read more reactions. This person say, what good luck Jonathan should have done. He allowed this fool to hand over power to Buhari. Oh my God. And this other person here said, Mahmoud should be replaced by Yakubu Pro Max. Should the president be appointing the INEC chairman? Imagine a football match between Madrid and Barcelona. Which one of the teams appoints the umpire to referee the competition? Knowing our mentality as Nigerians, these things need to be corrected for elections to be credible and the democracy to flourish in Nigeria. We as Nigerians must consider our uniqueness and make our laws that will be suitable, and take care of our excesses. I think what this person is saying makes sense. You cannot be the one to control your own football match, you know. And this other person has said, President Tinubu is a leader who always stands firm for transparency and accountability. No matter the noise, he remains focused to protecting democracy and ensuring that the will of Nigerians prevail. And this person says, Sarah reporter with sensational headlines again. Proof Yakubu Times and to INEC end in November. And it's not strange for him to proceed on terminal leave. You have gullible followers that will even swallow your trash nonsense. Okay, this person is calling out Sahara reporters to have posted this. And this person said no one can become patriotic Nigerian without supporting crime and corruption. And then this other person has said some people will believe this fake news. It's sad. APC won the presidential election, secured the majority seat at the National Assembly, and has most of the governors on its platform. APC also emerged as the majority winner of the last just concluded by-elections. So how exactly did Yakubu betray APC? Showore is depressed and finished, just like Peter Obi, you see? And this person said, Nigeria is full of absurdity, a country with self-serving leaders who manipulate everything to work for them alone, who don't want anything to work for right. How can Tinubu, who is a candidate in a presidential race, be appointing and suspending INEC chairman? What a country. This person really nailed it. What a country. What a country. And this person said, he betrayed, he betrayed, but you all lost in the last by-election. Mechanics have misconfigured your brain wire. By-election, fraudulent by-elections. What nonsense news is this? How can devil betray? This person said, which kind headline with this? This man is due for replacement. So what's the meaning of bullshit clickbait? After subverting people's mandate in 2023, this is how Yakubu ended. Yakubu will never know peace, neither your entire generation. This is just the beginning of the benefit of the tragedy that will befall you and your family. So that's coming from Nigerians. So guys, I'm going to stop it here. There are a lot of reactions when Nigerians are reacting. This person, after subverting the people's mandate in 2023, this is how Yakubu ended. This is how he ended. After just wasting Nigeria's people's time, risking their lives. This person said the claim is false. President Tinubu did not instruct INEC chairman Yakubu to go on leave. INEC is independent, and removing the chairman requires Senate approval. This is like political agenda. This person said, in the coming election, the only way to defeat the APC is to make it a North versus South. Any other ways is under maybe just like what Kenneth Okonkwo has been saying. So this person said, dear Yakubu, just re-announce 2023 election so we can take it from there and all your sins will be forgiven. Oh my God. Sahara reporters again with the sensational headline, always rushing to push unverified and misleading stories just to stir confusion. Responsible journalism is about facts, not constant propaganda. Nigeria deserves truth, not clickbait. This other person said, now that he has been used and about to be dumped, the worthless man should have a hiding place. Every Nigerian should seek to find him and must account for his deeds upon this nation. Short me, I'm just worried for him because this man, his future is gone. Look at Jonathan that left office after he relinquished power. He's being recognized all over the world. Mahmoud Yakubu has destroyed his name. He didn't even think of protecting his name. That's why he did what he did in 2023 election. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell notification. Thank you. Now, this person said, the same Tinubu that went to, the same leader of the that went to the world stage to tell the world that Nigeria is poor. The same leader that went to tell the world that Nigeria is poor. But look at the convoy the Tinubu's government is showcasing out there. See, we are not ready to fix this country. This country can be fixed. When Peter Obi told them that he wants to just serve for 4th term, they said 4th term will not be enough. It's because we have gotten used to the worst of the system, because we now believe that without Peter Obi can nobody. Look at what Alex Oti is doing in Anambra State. Look at what this is the convoy of the Inland Revenue serviceman. Look at his convoy, the Inland Revenue man, FIRS. Look at his convoy. Look at his convoy. And this is the message Nigerians are talking about. This is the message that Nigeria is talking about, that you cannot collect what you have not taken. So there have been a lot of reactions, especially now that Tinubu's government is insisting that the tax must happen, the tax they want to collect. Some people have taken their time to analyze how much you are going to be paying, whether you're in the diaspora or you're in Nigeria. That tax is going to affect you in one way or the other. There's no way you can escape it. So brace up for what is coming. Brace up. Even if you are transferring money from Nigeria to here, is actually going to affect you. Let me know your thoughts on this. I would have loved to, but let me take you through some of the reactions. Like I said, there are a lot of reactions here. This person actually say UK GDP is 3.664 trillion US dollars, 6 vehicle. Nigeria GDP is 187 billion dollars, 78 vehicles. They keep you poor so you can't think of yourself, and they can get away with anything. So guys, you have seen it. They keep you poor so that you cannot breathe. The real hammer is coming. The tax that they want to start collecting is the real hammer that is going to hammer on everybody. Nobody is going to escape it, because it's going to affect businesses. The Tinubu's government does not care. Tinubu's wife has resorted to asking Nigerians for money to build a national library or to upgrade national library. and they don't want to cut costs. They don't want to cut costs. You can see that Tinubu's convoy was captured with 78 vehicles. Now, this person say, I'm sure some door lord will still find a way to justify our leaders. Our leaders failed luxury style. And over the weekend, the president bloated convoy became yet another parade of waste funded by a nation where the citizens can barely afford daily meals. This is not leadership. This is not leadership. This is not leadership, honestly. This is not leadership. It's reckless display, and sadly, many still clap for it. It's really, really so sad. Honestly, I don't think Nigerians are really thinking about what we are into. I don't even know if Nigerians understand the weight of the mess we are into. That's even the worst. I don't think Nigerians understand the level of the mess we are into. Now, this other person reacted and said, anytime you bring attention, Nigeria's 100-car president motorcard, but those lists will bring up something like the US and Russia president motorcard. If you ask them to compare GDP, they will get flustered and start insulting you. And this person said, we are borrowing and also calling investors to come, yet our leaders or our rulers don't stop living large, displaying a wasteful kind of lifestyle. Is it that the people moving with the president have no other job than to keep following him up and down? That is what this guy is saying. Is it that people who are following the Tinubu's government, they don't have any other job? As in, if you deny them this convoy job, they don't have any other thing to do. This is a powerful observation. Convoys are spectacular. Real leadership is measured in school, hospitals, and job. The APC machinery isn't governance. It is a strategy to entrench stagnation. The Nigerians must demand accountability, not pigantry also. And this other person here said, after the Mumus go, they use tribe and religion sentiment to defend their oppressors. Wake up, Nigerians, and think like humans for once, and demand accountabilities from your leaders. Nothing but thuggery. The black race have self-esteem problem. They create a mess with their own hand, and then need some thuggery of a motorcard. Former PM Boris Johnson ride bicycle to work, so as many European leaders, e.g. Mark Rutte of Netherlands, now NATO chief. What a low life talk. What a low life talk. And this other person said, the only difference I see here is one is the leader of a very old and well-established empire, while the other is a Negro trying to desperately to fill his emptiness. The other one says, the irony is that we'll still borrow more or seek aid from them, while other clueless politicians squander those funds on nonsense without any accountability. The cost of governance in Africa is the most the cost of governance in Africa is the reason for poverty. That's the only cause. And that's the cause of mismanagement, corruption, and embezzlement. Political leaders view political positions as a reward system leading to primitive accumulation of wealth. It's pathetic indeed. So these are reactions from Nigerians which you can relate with, how people feel seeing all this. Now, first, the UK Prime Minister's video is 48, while that of Tinubu is 1 minute plus, just 20 milliseconds. Nothing much. Secondly, our president has plenty rich friends, so they added to his convoy. Don't you want him to add glamour to the wedding? On this mandate, they must stand now. Anyway, and this other person said, the president of the world's poverty headquarters drives more than 100 SUVs in his convoy, while the wealthy nation like Great Britain has only 4 official vehicles in its PM motorcade. What a disgrace. So you can see that it's a joke. It's a joke. Recently, the wife of the president said Nigerians should donate to her for her to upgrade the National Library. But the level of the mismanagement in his husband's government, she's not there talking about it. You come out, the people who are going to donate to you are still those politicians people are giving positions to. They will still dip hands into the stolen fund, into the money that has been allocated to different ministries, and still use it to donate to you. So who is fooling who? She came out to tell us that she has recovered. She has been able to be. She has gotten some billions of naira that she's going to be using to do the job. But guess what? Nobody is going to, from his pocket, be giving you that money. It's still all those people that Tinubu appointed that will still, into the money that has been allocated to them for one thing or the other, still donate to the First Lady's charity work. You see how the things circulate. That's why the country is not moving forward. Instead of them to think of how to provide jobs for Nigerians, how to give skills to Nigerians, how to make the economy productive, how to make people to start earning money and employ other small businesses to employ people. This is the only engine. This is what China is using to move. This is what your Western world are using to move, you know, taking care of smaller businesses so that they can also give employment to people. This is it. But in Nigeria, upon all the borrowing, they still ask you to donate, and then when you donate, they will still ask you that the taxes are coming. So guys, I don't know what you make of this. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you.